But then wait, let me see. The max value, that one was not, it was like good.
Okay, so longest sorted sequence is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Do you want to pull your screen up and then
Yeah.
okay, great. Okay, awesome. So longest sorted sequence accepts an array as a parameter and returns the length of longest sorted sequence. Okay, duplicates. Okay. Okay. So first thing you do, oh, constraints. You may not use any auxiliary data structures. Sure. Okay. So first thing you do, check. Okay, awesome. You check if the array length is zero because it's a dud, right? So then you
Mhm.
just return zero. Awesome. So we got that corner case out of the way, and then we actually start our code. So max length equals one, current length equals one, and then you start a for loop. Awesome. So can you walk me through your thought process?
Okay, yeah. So wait, let me read it.
Uh-huh.
Um, okay, so
Yeah.
okay,
Can we,
it's
okay,
basically
so yeah, first, why don't you explain the problem first?
okay, yeah. So, I guess it's like saying like when you're given like an array of integers, you basically have to um find the length of it or like the number of things like inside of it. Um, that is like sorted in non-decreasing order. So basically like each number has to be um like greater than the one before it.
What if they're the same?
Then that's also okay.
Okay, so greater than or equal to, right?
Yeah, greater than or equal to.
Okay.
So, and then, okay, yeah. So if the array is empty, then you would return zero. And then, um, if the array is just decreasing or has one number, then it's just, you return one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, um, okay, what I did here was um, I made an if statement because we know that like already from the beginning that if it's equal to zero, then you would return zero,
Mm-hmm.
because like the array is empty. And
Mm-hmm.
then the part where it says like it should return one if it's in a decreasing order, that's like
Mm-hmm.
what I did here. But then I just made like the variable max length, um so that it like shows that um or it's like it basically like stores like the like element or like stores like the length of like the longest sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like basically just to it's the variable so that we can like keep track of the length of like what's inside the array, like the sequence. And then I made the for. loop because um the index like it would start from 1. Wait, is it 0 actually? Because
I don't know, you tell me. 0 or 1?
yep.
What do you think? Okay, so um let me ask you something. So it seems like you guys are on the right track, 100%. So just to clarify, can you tell me what the difference is between max length and current length? Like, what were you thinking of using? Like, why do we have two variables?
Like okay, because the max length is basically um is like tracking basically like the longest array or like longest sequence
Oh, sequence of what?
of the numbers.
Of increasing numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then basically current is just to like track like not it doesn't like regardless of the longest like sequence, like you're just tracking the length of the sequence. Like when you're basically going through the for loop.
Oh, so okay, I see what you're saying. So what you're saying is that like as you go through the for loop, anytime you find yourself in an increasing sequence, you keep track of that with your current length, and then anytime like you get multiple like current lengths throughout the array, you'll always like compare them to your max length, and then your max length will keep track of whichever one is the longest.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, absolutely. So that's good. Um, and so your max length is really just like the maximum of all your current lengths, right?
Yeah.
So essentially what you're trying to do is like every time you're gonna use the for loop to go number by number and check, okay, is my current number greater than the last number? If it is, then I add 1 to my current length, right? Because that means, hey, like, this is currently like an increasing sorted sequence, right?
Yeah.
So we just add 1 to that, and then every time we break a actually, you don't even have to do that. Honestly, every for loop, you just want to check, is your current length greater than your max length? And if it is, then you update your maximum length to now be the current length, right? That way it'll always be the biggest of any current lengths you ever get. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what if your array has the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then -10, right? So then your current length would keep going up, and then when you go from the 5 to the negative number, then your current length would reset back to what?
To 1.
Right, to 1.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is it 1 or is it 0? Yeah, it's 1. Yeah, I think, wait. Yeah, I think you're right. It's 1. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Uh, so your question, do you have a question about the for loop? Like, do you start at 1 or do you start at 0? Is that your question?
Yeah.
So I would say don't worry about it.
Okay.
Uh, Yeah, there is a correct answer, but I'd rather have you just like code it out first. And if your for loop happens to throw an error, then we can figure out what's the problem.
Okay.
Okay. So what should we do from here?
Um, okay, this is where like I kind of stopped because I
Mhm.
was a little like confused.
Okay. So then let me ask you this. Like, what is the point of the for loop? Like what are we planning to do in the for loop?
Well, like I basically made the for loop because um it's what would make us like go through um the array each like for each number. And then, so like we're basically able to see like, is it greater than or is it equal to like the number before it? And then we would know basically like if yes, then it would like continue on. And then if no, then um the sequence would basically be like would return back to one. So like
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You nailed it. So I want you to take what you just said and paraphrase it so that you say it in like a an ordered like a list of directions basically. Like if you were like telling me like if I'm like your employee, right? I'm like the one who's gonna do the for loop.
yeah.
I want you to give me like a set of instructions or like bullet points, right? Like this is the first thing you do in the for loop, this is the second thing you do, this is the third thing. Like
Okay.
don't instead of like paragraph form, put it in like bullet list form.
Okay. So okay, so first, you're gonna want to start at the like the index one, and then step two is to compare like the current number to the number before. And then the
Okay,
third
so that's
step,
just step one. That's just step one.
yeah,
Is
that's step one.
compare current number to number four. Okay.
Yeah. And then step two is basically if the current number is greater than or if it's equal to the number before, then you have to like move on to the next number. So like you're basically going ahead, like increasing the um like the current len.
Yeah, awesome. So that's one step. Your step one of
Okay.
like compare the two numbers and step two of like
Okay.
all that. That is comparing the two numbers. So that's step one.
Okay, that's
Okay.
step one. So step two is if the current element is less than, or the current number is less than the number before, then you're basically gonna reset or like just go back to one to index.
Awesome.
Like, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you don't reset the index. You reset the current length
the
variable.
current, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then where does max length fit into the picture?
Um, okay, so basically, if the current len is greater than the max len, you basically have to make your max len to your current len. Like
Mm-hmm. So would you do that in step one or step two?
in step two. Oh wait, no.
Mm,
Um, step one, because that's when you're comparing it.
right, because if you do it in step two, like step two, step two is like the case where, uh-oh, you suddenly like hit a number that's lower, so your streak is broken, right? So if you reset current length to one, uh, technically you could do it in step two too, but you'd have to like make sure you do your update max length variable before you reset your current length variable.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, okay, so great. Now that you put it in directions, right? That's exactly how you want to code it. So you kind of just like said your code out loud. So I'm gonna repeat what you told me. Okay. Step one, compare your current number to your previous number. If your current number is greater than or equal to your previous number, you add one to current length, and you you update your max length. Um, Step two is otherwise, if your current number is less than your last number, then you reset current length to one.
Yes.
Okay, does that sound codable?
Yes.
Okay, so how would we code that? What's the first thing we do?
Okay, so um okay,
Okay,
like
so
we want to check basically
yes,
our current number is greater
Yes.
than or equal to the number before.
Yes.
That's the first. Okay, so um, if
So what do we call for the current number?
I,
Yeah. Awesome. Index I, but you forgot you have to put the array name and then bracket index,
oh
right?
wait, so like
So what's the name of the array that has all the, there you go.
A,
Yeah. Array A at index I,
wait,
right?
um, and then okay, so greater than or equal to um, um, that's, and then I minus one,
Awesome.
and then it's parentheses or yeah, shoot. And then you would continue to current when um continue,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Don't forget your semicolon.
oh yeah, okay, and then um shoot, we need to um current line goes back to one. Okay,
Right.
so this is like us increasing if it's greater or equal to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
then this is us just basically resetting current lem back to one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then so we know that if the current len is greater than the max len, then the max len would be equal to the current len.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
um,
does that go step one or step two?
step one.
Right. Because we wouldn't want to put it like at step two, which is when we check if we like break the streak, right?
Yeah. So wait, would I make another if statement for that?
So you would want to do that inside the line eight if statement, because that's like your step one, right?
Okay, so
But you would want to do it after you update your current length,
yeah, here.
right? Yeah.
So
Because
max,
if you make a separate if statement after the if else, what you're doing is like if you do it after the if else, then that means there's a chance that you could run the else where you like reset current length equal to one, and then
yeah,
you'd be screwed, right?
yeah.
So you're close. You don't want to set max length equal to current length like automatically. Like you only set max length equal to current length if current length is bigger than max length. Because the whole point is like you want to update max length to be the biggest current length it can be. So anytime current length is bigger than max length, you're like, okay, let me update my maximum length, right? But you don't
Yeah.
want to set it equal to it every time because then even if current length is like one or something really small, you'll just set it max length equal to it, you know? So does it make sense?
Wait, so what would I do in
So you would put that what you just typed, line 10, inside an if statement that checks to see if current length is bigger than the max length that you have.
Oh, okay, okay. Wait, yeah, I'm stupid. Okay.
Oh no, it's
Um,
okay.
so if current line greater,
And make sure you adjust the tabbing.
okay.
Yeah. And it's not semicolon, by the way.
Oh wait, shoot. Wait, does this go like that?
No, it's inside the if statement on top of it, so it would go forward. Yeah,
Okay. Oh wait, wait, shoot. Wait, I'm sorry, it just glitched out.
it's okay.
Okay. Current. So is it like that?
Yeah, but you're. Can you tab that? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, looks good to me. And your bracket, it seems like you're missing a curly bracket, right?
Wait for this one?
No,
Wait. Oh shoot, this one.
yeah,
Wait, let me.
awesome.
Okay.
And so now, are you done? Is the method complete?
Um.
Oh, you're missing one more curly bracket.
Oh yeah. Shoot.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we want something. Well, we need to return. Um. Wait, am I going to return? Yeah, you need to return max len.
Right,
So,
awesome.
okay,
So do you want to return max length inside the for loop or outside, like underneath the for loop?
inside the for loop,
Uh,
outside of the for loop.
well, let's not guess now. Can you explain why? Outside.
Um, is it because like you want it to like stop running basically like after you return max len?
Well, yeah, so
It needs
like,
to go like it needs to go still go through each like number
right,
before
right,
establishing like oh like that's the biggest one number.
right, exactly. The whole point of the for loop is to run through the array and check all the numbers in the array. So you don't want to return your max length until you've gone through the array, right?
Is
If you put, so that's inside. You want to put it underneath. Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Okay.
Because if you put your return statement inside your for loop, then technically, like whatever's inside the for loop gets run over and over again as many times as the loop runs, right? So if you put it in your for loop, then your for loop is going to run the first time, like literally one time, and it's just going to return at the end of that first
What
time. So you're only running it once. Does it make
Okay,
sense?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Okay.
makes sense. Sorry, my
So
computer is so my Wi-Fi is like terrible. It was like going in and out, but I heard you.
okay, it's okay. Okay. So before we submit, uh do you think the for loop should start at index 1 or index 0?
Well, I thought it was index zero, but
Hmm. Do you think index 0? So let me ask you, can you go ahead and just walk me through what happens the first time you run the for loop? So when I equals 1, um, can you just run me through that?
okay. Basically, when I is equal to one,
Or sorry, let's say I start to 0. Sorry, let's say I start to 0.
okay. Um, when I starts at zero, you basically um like you're comparing the current number to the number before. Wait, isn't that like literally what isn't that like what
Yeah. But I want you to, when I say like walking through the code, I mean like line by line, plug in every number, like treat like you're the computer. So I want you to like really be precise with like everything. Does it make sense? Like I equals zero, A, and then like for your if statement,
Okay.
I want you to read out
Hi,
everything. Oh, hello?
sorry.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
computer
It's a,
actually being so, it's like glitching so bad. I don't know why.
do you want me to repeat what I said?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So I mean like when I say walk me through the code, I want you to literally act as if you're the computer. So be very precise, like plug in all your numbers, um, like you're the computer basically. So don't like summarize the code or like explain what it does. Literally like run through the code.
Okay. Um,
So I equals zero.
okay, so when I equals zero, um, you first, like in the if statement, you compare. Um, should I do it for like pretending that it's like for this or
Yeah,
just
let's do that.
okay, yeah. So, okay, basically you're gonna start at three, or no, sorry, you start at eight,
No, no,
and
but
then
I equals zero. Like we're like testing your theory of like let's start I at zero instead of one.
oh wait, you started.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Okay. Are we back?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So I'm saying like let's treat I as starting at zero instead of one, because like you guys said, oh, maybe it's zero. Maybe it starts at zero. So can you
Okay,
try plugging in like zero for I? Let's see if that works instead, right?
okay. Um, so if you were to start at zero, then you would wait, it literally doesn't work though. Because what would you compare it? What previous number would you compare it to?
Yeah, right, exactly. You can't. So that's why I starts at one. Should start at
Okay,
one. Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Awesome. So let's run it. Nice. Okay.
Mhm.
So questions.
No
No.
questions from
Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, yeah, great job. I will say like I think the biggest thing for you guys is like uh I don't know, like it feels like there's this block from like in between like understanding the problem and like actually coding it. But the thing is like I feel like you guys have like a decent understanding of like what problems ask you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You like cut
Okay.
out, but
Okay, okay. Like I feel like you guys have a decent understanding of what problems are asking you and like intuitively thinking like of how to solve them, but putting like code to paper is hard. So what I would say is like the thing we just did of like making yourself like a set of instructions is really helpful because if you notice there's like certain patterns that you follow every time, right? Like, oh, I noticed that my instruction says compare these two things. Okay, that's an if statement, right?
yeah.
Or I noticed my instructions say run through the array, like run through the array, right? Or loop through the array. Oh, that's a loop, right?
Yeah.
So there are these patterns that you'll recognize. But yeah, I would say like try to make yourself those set of instructions and like try to start recognizing those patterns, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great. So that was your arrays homework. Any other questions on the homework? I know you didn't get to parameters in return, but
No, this was like the only question I had.
okay, great, great, great. So then what I want us to do is actually we're gonna skip the homework that you guys missed, and I'll kind of put that in your homework for this week. And I actually want to jump to a few other problems today. So
Oh,
can you go to parameters and return, like the problem list?
okay. Um,
It's like towards the bottom.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so this is our first problem for the day. So write a method named isMultiple that accepts two non-negative integer numbers, parameters a and b, and returns true if a is a multiple of b and false otherwise. For example, isMultiple of 15 and 5 would return true because 15 equals 5 times 3. You may assume that a and b are non-negative integers and that b is not 0. Okay, so questions.
Um, it seems like pretty, like not bad.
Hmm. So, what's step one?
Okay, so Karen, do you want to? Yeah. Um, okay, so um, okay, the multiple of the false. Okay, so if like we'd have to write like a method or like a thing like where it tells you like if A is like if you divide them and then the remainder is zero, like if there is no remainder, then you would return true. And then if false, yeah, so if it and then if it wasn't zero, then you would return false.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was kind of a trick question. It was like step one is to write the method header, but yeah, you guys are absolutely right. So can you go ahead and do that?
Okay, yeah. Wait, shoot. Here we go. Sorry. Oh my God, your keyboard is so. And then turn heck. Oh,
Yippee!
okay. I,
Nice. Okay. Questions.
no questions. This one was pretty easy.
Okay, nice. And then let's do the next one. Okay, so is prime number. Write a method named isPrimeNumber that accepts an integer as a parameter and returns true if that integer is a prime number. A prime number is considered an integer that has no factors other than 1 and itself. The number 2 is defined as the smallest prime number. So, what do we think?
Um, right.
Doable?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, how will you guys, can you like run me through your thoughts? Like, what is your strategy?
Um, I think, um, like first, wait. Open. Okay, well, we know that like first, like two is, like anything smaller than two would not return true. So I think first, like
Yeah,
making a statement where like if the integer is less than two, then it would return false.
right. And then what?
And then afterwards, like for the other integers that are larger than two or that are two and larger, um, like dividing the wait, um,
Mm-hmm.
wait, I'm trying to think. Okay, so like starting, yeah, starting with two, and then um, like making a for loop that would like run
Mm-hmm.
through the following numbers after two,
Mm-hmm.
and then dividing like the prime number or um dividing the integer. Wait,
So like, how do you tell if a number is prime?
well,
Like no code, just like
it says like if the integer has no factors other than one in itself.
okay. So if you have a number that you are checking, like is this a prime number or not, how would you code to check if it has factors? If it has like numbers that it's divisible by. Like how would you check that?
Like I would first divide it by two,
Mm-hmm.
and if it were to divide like evenly, like without a remainder, I would say that like it's not prime. The number isn't prime. But
Okay.
if it doesn't divide evenly, then I would move on to like the next numbers. So like after two would be like three, and then yeah.
And then what about
Like
after three?
and then I would like continue to do that up.
Okay, let me give you an example. Uh, huh. Is I don't know. Is 35 a prime number?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
But it's not divisible by 2 and it's not divisible by 3, right?
Yeah.
So we must be missing some checks.
Yeah. So like continue to divide it by the other like following numbers. And then if none of the numbers were to like divide evenly, like meaning with um like with a remainder, then it would be prime.
Okay, so then that's good. So I have two questions for you. But like, yeah, you're absolutely right. So
Okay.
first, um, just so to make sure we're on the same page. So first of all, after 3, you would check for 4.
Yeah.
Okay, but isn't that redundant? Because if a number, like, can't we just rule out all even numbers? Like, if the number that we get is an even number, so the first thing we do is check divisible by 2, and if it's even, then we just finish it there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, that's the first thing, but that's okay. That's just like minor stuff. The other thing
Yeah.
is like you don't have to do that. The
Yeah.
other thing is how far up are you gonna go? Like if you're let's say the number you get is 35 or n, right? We don't know. It could be any number. How far up are the numbers you're gonna divide by?
Up to its number itself. Up to like the number itself.
Okay, let me challenge you a little bit. So if the number you get is 35, right? Would it make sense to divide up to like 34? Is there like it's not possible, right? Like it wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense
Yeah.
to check if 35 is divisible by like 34 or
Yeah.
even 35, right? You're right. So
Yeah.
there has to be like we don't have to check that high, basically, right?
Yeah.
So how high do we have to check up to? Right? Because this will also help us save time, like running like code running time.
Yeah. So, um,
Does the question make sense?
yeah. Wait, wouldn't it just be up till the square root of that number then?
Yeah,
Since,
exactly.
yeah.
Square root. Why square root?
Because, um, like it wouldn't, like, since it's, like, for one, it's like the number itself, and then, like, if you were to multiply by, like, two, then it would double. So, like, you just check, like, the square root of it. Wait, I don't know how to explain it.
But what if you have a number like 36, for example? Why do you only check up to divisible by 6? You don't check divisible by 7, divisible by 8, so on and so forth.
Because, wait, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, because, like, it's, like, only, like, through the divisors of, like, the prime number. So, like, for example, for 36, like, the square root of it is 6. And so you would only, like, wait, I don't know how to explain it.
That's okay. So, I'll tell you, and I don't know if this is what you were thinking or not, but basically it's because like if you imagine any number you have, let's take 36 for example. You know that like if you like take 36 and split it up into its different factors, you could have like 1 times 36 or 2 times 18 or 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 6 times 6. And
Hmm.
then you go up and you go from 6 times 6, you go the next one after 6 is 9, right? So you have to go 9 times 4. And what's after 9 times 4? 12 times 3, right? What's after that? 18 times 2, and then 36 times 1, right? So those are all the different possible combinations of factors that give you 36, right?
Yeah.
So if you notice, like after 6 times 6, you can make the first number bigger. So like 6 goes to 9, turns into 12, turns into 18. But when you make the first number bigger, the second number gets smaller now, right? So from 6 times 6, if you make the first number bigger, so like 6 turns into 9, then the second 6 now turns into 4, right? And then 9 times 4, and then you can turn the 9 even bigger into a 12, but then your 4 has to turn into a 3. And so what I'm trying to say is that like if you were to imagine like maybe a visual way of doing this would be better. If you were to imagine like you have this like XY plane, and they're telling you you need to uh like create some sort of rectangle or square that like has an area of 36, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
you could do is draw uh, a rectangle of height 1 and length 36, right? Or you could do one that's like length 2 and oh sorry, height 2 and size 8 and length 18, right? This would technically also get you to 36 of like an area of 36, right?
Yeah.
Or you could do 3 and 12, right? Or you can do 4 and 9. Or you
Yeah.
can do right. But my point is like at some point you're gonna like you have two numbers and you get this like big variety of rectangles.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in here you have this magic uh these magic dimensions where you get some sort of square. And this is where you have the longest possible sides. Um, like your smallest side is like the largest possible length. So in the for 36, it'll be 6 times 6. Because you can make one side longer than 6, but now the other side is going to get shorter than 6.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to find the shape that has like the two longest sides possible, like the shorter of the two sides has to be the longest side possible, you would get 6 times 6. Because if you go any bigger than 6, the other side gets shorter than 6, right?
Got it. Yeah.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
that's the point of like a perfect square number, right? If you have like if you're going to 64, if your number is 64, your perfect square is 8 because you have 8 times 8, and if you change the first 8 into like I don't know 16, now the other 8 has to go down into a 4, right? So my point is that when you're checking your divisor numbers, you only if your number is 64, you only
Mm-hmm.
have to check up to 8 because you'll just check 64, is it divisible by 8? Oh, okay. The answer is like 64 divided by 8 is 8, remainder is 0, so we're good. You don't have to check is 64 divisible by 16 because, 16 times 4 is 64 because you've already checked is 64 divisible by 4, which would get you 16. Like you've already checked the mirror of that when like when the smaller number was like in the first number. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. It does.
Like you wouldn't need to check is 64 divisible by 16 because you've already checked is 64 divisible by 4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, just making sure. Okay.
Yes.
So, in this problem, what you have to do, it's like three, right? So you would turn it into three steps. Or just right, this is just like what we did last time. So make it into a series of steps, like instructions. First step, uh, check for the corner cases. Is our number less than 2? Okay, then we just return false because it's not a prime number, right? By definition.
Yeah.
Um, Second case, is our number, I mean, I guess we can also check is our number 2, because if it is, then we return true. But we don't have to do that. So a second case would be, is our number an even number that's bigger than 2? Because if it is, we know that even numbers are divisible by 2. So that can't be prime, right? So that's false.
Yeah.
The third case is going to be everything else. So all odd numbers bigger than 2. That's what we're left with, right? All odd numbers bigger than 2. And so for these, we actually are going to have to use a for loop and check, okay, is this divisible by this number, this number, this number? And our what we're checking is divisible from 2 up to the square root of that number, right? And then we just return true or false based on that. So there's these like three separate scenarios.
Yes.
Okay,
Got it.
so how do we feel?
Okay, I feel like I could do it.
Okay, I need you guys 5 minutes. I want you to code it. Tell me
Okay.
if you have questions. But yeah, I'm expecting a complete solution.
Okay. Wait, and then
Okay.
also for the method, it would be Boolean, right?
Yeah, because you return true or false.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Okay, let me know if you have questions as you're solving it.
Okay.
Okay, so how was it?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, no questions?
No questions.
Okay, let's go to the next one, Mystery Ghost. I want to see what that one is like.
Okay.
Ooh, this looks like a great homework problem. Actually, let's go one more. One, two, three.
Um,
Actually, no. Let's go back and do Mystery Ghost now, and then we'll do one, two, three for homework. Okay. So let me pull it up on my screen too, so it's a little bigger. Is this parameters in return?
yeah.
Okay. For the following program, trace its execution by hand to write the 5 lines of output that are produced when it runs. Okay. So, can you guys walk me through this code and tell me what goes in each line of output?
Okay. Um, so for the first part, it's doesn't that just mean that like ghost is equal to 13?
What do you mean ghost is equal to 13?
Or like,
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
mm,
it's kind of an unclear
yeah.
statement. So let me ask you something. You're the computer, right? Because you're trying to run through and execute this code. So as the computer, when you read a Java class file, which this is, um, what's the first thing you do? Always. Like what drives your class?
Th this.
Yeah, your main method. Always,
Yeah.
always, always. You
Yeah.
just go straight to the main method. Don't need to look at anything else, right?
Yeah.
So what code is being run in your main method? Because that's all we have to run, right?
Yeah. A string. Or wait.
Well, that's like part of the method header, so we can ignore all
Yeah.
that. That's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like inside, like the actual code. What is it? What is it doing?
Well, okay, like the main is basically calls the ghost and then 13 represents like an integer value. And
Okay, so you're absolutely right. So all main method does is call the ghost method with
yeah.
13 inside the parentheses. So now let's take a look at the ghost method, right? Because we're calling it from the main method. So we're calling ghost, and we can see ghost takes in some sort of integer x parameter. So in our case, when we run this code, what is x equal to?
X is equal to 13.
Right, because
Yeah.
we passed in 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we run this ghost method now, so now we're looking at the ghost method, right? Because we called it.
Yeah.
We know x is equal to 13, and inside, let's run through the code together. We know we make an integer variable y and set it equal to 0, right? So
Yeah.
now in our heads, we have two variables we're keeping track of inside Ghost. X equals 13, y equals 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we run this for loop. For int I equals 1, I is less than x, which is 13. So the for loop, and then I times equals 2, right? So what does
Yeah.
that mean? That means that uh, what are the variables of your I? Can you tell me?
It would be like 1, 2.
No,
Four,
I time. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, one, two.
right? Yeah, 1, 2, 4, 8.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
it. One, two, four, eight. Because the max value would be 12, but 8 times 2 is 16, so you stop at 8.
Hmm.
Okay. And each time you loop, you say y equals which y comma skeleton x comma I. Oh boy, so now we got our work cut out for us, right?
Yeah.
So we have to run the which method and the skeleton method 4 times, right? So let's just try running the which method once. So y equals which, parentheses, y, which is 0, comma, skeleton, x, comma, I. So x is 1, no, x is 13,
Yeah.
and I is 1. So in order to run the which method with y comma skeleton, we need to run the skeleton method first to figure out what that number is, that second number is for the which method, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because like skeleton is inside which, so we need to figure out skeleton first. Okay,
Hmm.
so we need to run skeleton. So let's go down to skeleton. Now, remember, we're running skeleton, and what are the two numbers we're passing inside skeleton?
0. Oh, wait.
What's x?
13 and 1.
13 and 1. Okay, exactly. So now if we look down at our skeleton method, what is x and what is y?
X is 13 and Y is 1.
Right. And then what's the number that we return?
Um, 1,
Yeah, y is at 1.
because it would be 13 mod 2, which is 1, because that's like the remainder.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So skeleton returns 1,
Yeah.
and then we know now that when we say in the for loop back in Ghost, when we say y equals which y comma skeleton, we know skeleton returns 1. So and what was the value of y?
1.
No, right here.
Oh, wait, 0?
Right. It's 0, right? Because that's this guy.
Yeah.
And this has an equal sign. This is this guy, right?
Yeah.
So we're running which, I'm just gonna put W, 0, comma,
Comma 1.
1, exactly.
Got it.
Okay, so that's this guy.
Mhm.
So x is equal to what? And y is equal to what?
X is equal to 1, and then Y is equal to 0. Or isn't it?
No.
Wait, X is equal to 0 and Y is equal to 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You just match it up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
0 and 1. Okay, so then when we run this next line, what is x equal to now?
0.
Hmm. This I just made the purple arrow. I don't know if we're looking at the same line.
Oh, yeah. Um,
So x was 0 when we passed it in initially into the which method, but now we say that, okay, we're going to recalculate. X is now equal to 10 times what it was last time plus y, what it was before plus y.
so 1.
Right, exactly, 1.
Yeah.
So now x equals 1, and we print out this. So which colon x equals x and then y equals y. So we're going to print out x equals what and y equals what.
X equals 1
Hmm.
And then y equals 0.
Does y equal 0?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really interesting, because
Or
I swear I remember us saying something different.
1.
Right, right. It's 1. Does
Yeah.
it make sense why it's 1?
Yeah, because it moves from like the previous one. So,
Right, right,
yeah.
right. Exactly. Okay. So yeah, x equals 1, y equals 1 is what we're going to print out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is going to be the very first thing we print, aka line 1 of our output. So can you go ahead and output that and then see if it works?
Yeah. Is it just like the coordinate thing?
No, you have to follow like the print statement. So, yeah.
Like, so like x equals,
Yeah, but even before that, what do they say before x equals?
um,
It's just like how you guys like
oh,
always type
which?
out. Yeah, exactly. Which.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good, yeah. Anything in parentheses, sorry, anything in quotations is literally it gets printed.
Yeah. Wait.
No. Didn't we say y is 1? Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, y is 1.
Oh, wait, yeah, y is 1.
Yeah, yeah. You're good.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's submit it. Let's see if we get this first line right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Yay.
nice. So what would you do, like, how would you continue?
Um, Afterwards, like, so like use I equals 2, and
Hmm.
then um like go through the for loop.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, yeah. So now you're looking at the ghost method again, where your I is now equal to 2. So the first thing you need to do is run skeleton, right?
Yeah,
So that's here. That's step 1. And then
yeah,
step 2 would be once you get some sort of number, you need to run
yeah,
which goes here. And then after that, well, so that would get you your second line of output, and then you would now loop again your for loop. So, oh, sorry. So now I equals 4, and then I equals 8, and then after you're done with this for loop, you would print out this print statement, and that's your line 5 of output.
yeah,
Okay, make sense?
yeah, makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Problems like these, not hard. It's just a little tedious,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, you guys got it for sure.
Yes.
Okay, questions on homework.
No. Kate, do you have any? No, I don't. Okay.
Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna upload homework and I'm gonna give you some questions from last week that you missed, the parameters in return. So just do those. Let me know if you have any questions. One of those questions is gonna be grades. I don't know if you remember grades. It's like the question that I gave you guys last class for homework, but we had some questions on it, so we went over it in class, and I told you guys like just finish it up. Like, do you remember this one? Yeah, this one. Like,
Oh
write a
yeah,
program. Yeah. This guy.
yeah.
Okay, so the video I think is uploaded for that class, so go ahead and check it out if you still have questions while you're solving it. But it should
Yeah.
be doable. So,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Okay, thank you guys. Have you guys started school yet?
No, we haven't. We start on August 14th.
Also this Thursday?
Yeah,
Ooh, what? 10th grade now or 11th grade?
11th grade.
Are we excited?
Um, I'm kind of scared, but
Are you guys
yeah.
taking AP Comp Sci now?
No, well, I checked my schedule and I got like put into AP Psych instead of AP Comp Sci, so I'm planning to switch if like my schedule
Mm,
allows. Yeah.
like both of you guys that happen to you guys both of you
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
Dang.
But wait, I'm stressed because like I have like all APs this year, so
Mm, I
yeah.
think you guys would do better in Comp Sci than Psych. I'm just my 2 cents.
Yeah. That's why I'm
Not that, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck with that, guys. 11th grade is a beautiful time, so you guys will have fun. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. I will see you guys. Are we on for next Monday?
Yes.
Okay. Just text me if something comes up or message
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.